Did you know there's an island in America where every missing person's watch stops at 2:14 a.m.? Not 2:13, not 2:15, always 2:14. An island where time doesn't just pass, it stalks you. This place is tucked inside the Great Lakes, a cold blue world known for shipwrecks, sudden storms, and vanishings that never made sense. But one island stands apart. Locals call it Haven Moor. Visitors call it cursed. Historians call it a geographical error. The Ojibwe called it the Hour Eater. But the U.S. Navy, they had another name for it. Sector 214. Haven Moor is small, uninhabited, mostly cliffs, dead trees, and fog that rolls across the lake like something alive. But here's the thing. People don't just disappear on this island. They disappear the same way. They leave behind their watches, phones, GPS trackers, and every device, digital, analog, battery-powered, solar-charged, freezes at the exact same moment, until 2:14 a.m. For decades, this was brushed off as coincidence, equipment failure, cold water damage, until a ranger found something that changed everything. In 1998, a couple vanished while kayaking near Haven Moor. So, the lake was calm, the weather perfect. Their last radio message? Fog's coming in fast. That's weird for this side. Then silence. 3 days later, their kayak washed ashore, upright, undamaged, dry inside. Inside the kayak lay 2 watches. One belonged to the husband, the other to the wife. Both stopped at, you already know, 2:14 a.m. But here's the chilling part. The husband wore a waterproof Casio. The wife wore a solar Seiko. Different brands, different mechanisms, different batteries. Same time of death. Investigators checked for water damage. None. Checked for battery corrosion. None. Checked for broken gears, salt crystallization, electrical failure. Nothing. Both watches were in perfect condition. Just frozen. Like something pressed pause. But this wasn't the first time. In 1954, a Boy Scout troop hiking the island disappeared during a clear afternoon. Only their compass and one wristwatch were ever recovered. The compass needle? Spinning in slow circles. The watch? 2:14 a.m. The boys vanished at 4:30 p.m. The time didn't match. The conditions didn't match. The story didn't match. But the number stayed the same. Scientists were brought in. Physicists. Geologists. Even military consultants. Their conclusion? Nothing. Official report. No abnormal activity detected. Unofficial report leaked decades later. Temporal interference detected at shoreline. Unstable. Location earmarked for containment. That containment plan never happened. But the missing persons kept coming. The officers entered Calhoun Road with their high beams cutting through sheets of fog. And no cars. No pedestrians. And absolutely no sign of the man who sent the call. But the air, it felt charged, like the whole street was holding its breath. When they reached the last house on the block, the one the man described as the house that wasn't supposed to be there, both officers stopped. Because the structure didn't look abandoned. It looked unfinished, like someone had started building it, and then quit halfway through. But the strangest part? Only the front existed. No siding, no foundation, no back wall. Just a hollow, incomplete shell facing the road, like a cardboard movie prop. Yet the porch light was on, and the bulb was new. The senior officer muttered, "This thing wasn't here 2 days ago." The rookie whispered, "Sir, there's movement inside." They stepped forward, boots crunching on gravel that didn't match the soil around it, as if the ground had been placed there recently. The rookie aimed his flashlight at the doorway. Something flickered inside. A shadow. Tall. Wrong. Almost layered, like two figures standing in the same place at once. Before they reached the porch, a second call came through dispatch. Units be advised, multiple reports of a structure at 117 Calhoun Road. Callers claim the house appears and disappears. Proceed with caution. Both officers froze, because they were standing at 117. But here's where the real nightmare begins. As they stepped onto the wooden porch, the boards didn't bend. They didn't creak. They didn't react to human weight at all. It felt like stepping on something that was trying to pretend it was solid. The rookie whispered, "Sir, we shouldn't be here." The senior officer exhaled sharply. "We have to check for the man who called." They pushed the door open. It didn't swing. It glided. Inside. The house was bigger than it looked. Much bigger. A hallway stretched out, narrow, pale, endless. And every few feet, a door. Each one slightly open. Each one leading into darkness deeper than darkness should be. A cold, unnatural wind drifted through the corridor, but nothing in the house moved. No curtains, no dust, no loose paper. The wind only touched the officers, as if it recognized them. The rookie's voice trembled. "Sir, look at the floor." The wood grain wasn't wood grain. It was fingerprints. Layer over layer of smeared prints, like someone had dragged their hand across every surface in the house. Or like the entire building was made of touch. They followed the sound of faint breathing, slow, shaky, coming from a room at the far end. When they reached it, their flashlights flickered. Something in the room exhaled. Then, the door slammed behind them. Not by force, by intention. The air dropped 10 degrees instantly, and in the far corner, they finally saw him. The man who made the 911 call, kneeling, facing the wall, murmuring something over and over. "It copies you. It copies you. It copies you." The officers approached slowly, guns drawn, trying to steady their breathing, but the man wouldn't turn around. His voice kept cracking, like each word cost him something. The senior officer crouched beside him. "Sir, talk to me. What happened in this house?" The man finally stopped murmuring. Silence pooled in the room. Then, he lifted his head, but he still didn't turn. His voice came out hollow, scraped raw. It made a room that looks like my daughter's. It made a voice that sounded like my wife. But they weren't real. None of it was real. The rookie swallowed hard. "Who are you talking about?" The man shifted, and something in his spine cracked sharply. "The house. It remembers everyone who enters, and it builds new pieces from them." The senior officer motioned for backup. No signal. The radio was dead. Then the lights in their flashlights dimmed, and the room behind them made a sound, a whisper of weight, a footstep. Slow, deliberate, coming closer. The senior officer turned his beam toward the doorway and froze. Another officer was standing there. Same uniform, same height, same face, but the smile too wide, too smooth, too practiced. Like it had studied the shape of a human expression and got it almost right. The rookie choked. Who is that?" The copy tilted its head. Then 2 more copies stepped into view. One shaped like the rookie, one shaped like the man kneeling. Their movements weren't coordinated. They flickered. They trembled. As if still downloading the idea of body. The man on the floor finally turned. His face, it wasn't a face. Just an impression of one. Flat. Unfinished. Formed like clay that never set. He wasn't the caller anymore. He was something the house tried to finish. The senior officer grabbed the rookie. "We're leaving, now." They sprinted down the hallway, past the half-open doors. But now, Every door had something standing behind it. Incomplete figures, faces like blank masks, bodies that twitched, trying to sync with reality. Some crawling, some whispering, some copying the officer's footsteps a half second too late. The exit was ahead. 10 feet. 5. The rookie pushed through first and ran straight into empty night air. But when the senior officer stepped out, the house inhaled. The doorways stretched. The walls bent inward like a throat swallowing. And he vanished. The rookie turned back. The house was gone. Only fog. Only silence. Only the smell of new wood. He screamed his partner's name until his voice cracked, but nothing answered. The official report said structural collapse. They marked Calhoun Road as under redevelopment. The case was closed in 2 days. But locals still hear a knock on windows from an unfinished hand, footsteps that match their own perfectly, and a porch light flickering on where no house stands. Because some structures aren't built by humans. Some structures build themselves from whatever or whoever walks inside. And somewhere in that fog thick dark, a voice still whispers, "It copies you, it copies you."